Good evening, everybody, to the Parts Unknown late night edition. uh, second and fourth Mondays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 on the West Coast. You already know the spill, you know the drill. Uh, this is the 27th of February, and we're almost actually after tomorrow. We are done with February. Black History Month is over with.
Mm-hmm.
Also, other than that, not much happening. Anything really. Football season is over with.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have college basketball. We have NBA who came back from NBA All Star break last Thursday. So we're
Yeah,
pretty
the
much in the
XFL.
final season, and then NBA playoffs on the back end, and
Yeah,
March
the
Madness on the
XFL.
back
You got
end
that.
also. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying you had the XFL. You still want to count football and stuff, right?
Not only do we have the XFL, we have the USFL. If you care for that,
Mm.
which is
But I
not my
don't think
thing.
they still.
You're right. You're right. Then of course you have the pro days for the NFL draft. That's coming up.
Combine is coming up too.
The combine. Yep. Other than
Plus
that,
this
that's
week.
it. Nothing special of note this weekend. It was a good weekend. Nothing special. No trouble. No nothing. It was smooth.
Um, the only thing I know in combat sports total was the Tyson Fury Jake Paul fight. That was really the only big thing.
I didn't even see that fight. I know that what's his name won by split decision. One of them won by split decision. I forgot who it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, Fury and
Fury
Fury
won.
was talking about he did it for boxing and all that. If anything, I think it's more so about the name. I think if
I
he was a
agree.
boxer and his last name was anything but Fury, nobody would care about it as much as it.
Correct. Correct.
But because you're a Fury and your brother happened to be,
The
you
heavyweight
know,
champion.
oh, Tommy Fury. Yes, and is the heavyweight champ. So with
Champion.
Tommy, and the fact is your brother. Come on, you know.
Like you always say, what are we doing here? As you said, there's like you said, you didn't do nothing for boxing. Be quiet. You just you just did what you
Yeah.
had to do to win. You at least shut up Jake Paul. So I'll give you that. You shut him up at
For
least.
your family legacy,
Nothing wrong
yes,
with Jake
I'll say that. Because think about it, if the Furies would have lost to, oh my God, we would have. So there was pressure on them. There was pressure on them, but it was just. I think he misspoke when he said talking about doing it for boxing. If you're doing it for boxing for
Paul.
the sake because your last name is Fury, then just say it because that has something to do with it. That has a lot to do with it. Because if you were
I
just any
agree.
old regular boxer and your last name was not Fury or Mayweather or Alvarez, nobody or however you say Triple G's last name, Galactin or whatever, nobody would care.
Golovkin. Yep.
Like literally nobody would care. Nobody would care.
Correct.
They wouldn't care.
I guess a big fight that's coming up. I think it's coming up is the return of what's his name of what's the guy's name uh what is the guy's name, UFC guy. He's back after being suspended for a
John
while. I
Jones.
forgot his name. John. Yes, exactly. The return of him. He's in the heavyweight division. He's fighting a guy named Gane, Gane. They're building this one up as one of the better fights in the UFC. So it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's this Saturday or next Saturday, but that's a big one. In fact, I think it is this Saturday. I'm trying to figure out where it's at, but that fight is
I
coming up.
don't know.
That's a fight that's coming up for sure.
Uh,
So that fight's coming up. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh yeah, when it comes to the cat fight world, the fight that was supposed to happen tonight between Paris and what's his name, Paris and Lil Rampage got rescheduled till next month, March 27th.
mm,
So basically, people they're giving you a month to find a way to get $400. They're like $400 short of this fight happening. So they need $1,000, but they have $600. So we're about 400 short. You guys have about a month. If you need to contact Paris Love, think I think it's Paris Love. Sorry, $ Paris Love, Naughty Love on 2020 on Cash App. The other one is Paris Love Triple X 2020. Uh, yeah, that's how you contact her. I guess I don't know who's producing the fight. I'm gonna say Lil Rampage is producing it, but it's all the payment goes to Paris. I guess they're trying to get that fight together. So that's the 27th. Uh, there was another fight. Mexican Cat Fight is back, and he produced a fight with two fairly new girls. One is a newcomer named Suzette. I think I'm saying her name right. Suset. And the other one is Verify. For people who don't know who Verify is, she's the one that fought Valentina like late last year. So she came back. That fight happened. It happened 2 days ago. I know that for a fact because I seen the pictures of it, vid caps. If you're a sponsor, so that fight, I think the fight is going to go out to you. Everybody else, we have to wait for 2 weeks for that one to happen. I think it was $28 at the time, but we'll see. That's the only fight that has come out, so to speak, at the moment. As Klaus always says, we're in a dead period right now where nothing is really happening. We're in a dead period where it's like March, April. I expect something's going to happen in May. That's a guess on my part, but nothing's happening of sort. Unless you want to talk about the lingerie fighting league, and that happened on Valentine's Day in their thing in Vegas.
You said what happened in
So
Vegas?
the lingerie fighting league came back. LFL, what you call it? The lingerie
Oh,
fighting championships came back. 37
LOC.
came back. Vegas. Yes, I don't really care for it, but I'm trying to find some space to do something. So you have all those people. Some of your veterans, Jenny Valentine of the worlds came back. People like that. I think Miss Holly Dunaway for people who know her of the ECNWC version, she was in there. So there was a few of them that came back. So there's that. And last time I was talking to you about the Lady Ellen thing is official. I now got confirmation. She did pass away, so fortunate there. She's not the only one. There's quite a few people who have passed away. And I'll be remiss to talk about the Turkey and Syria thing. I know this is a Catholic show, but I must talk about it anyways. I think last time I heard it was like 40,000 people dead after this. They're still trying to find bodies. So if you have any chance, guys, donate. I don't have the charities and all that stuff, but talk to the if you have any relatives, find a way to get in contact with them, which is gonna be very hard, but try
I
anyways.
would say Tilly McReese, she had put something out. If you
He
follow
did.
her at Tilly McReese on Twitter, yeah, so she's definitely one because I know she's like really no connection I kind of have to it,
She is the
whereas
one connection.
her significant other is from Turkey, and there's
Yep.
been times where Tilly goes over there on vacations, and so yeah,
Yeah.
so
I,
it
I did tell
just
her I did tell her this week I was going to donate and I'm going to stick to my word. I will do that. I will do that because let's think about it. Way these people don't have the basic necessities, the clothes, toothpaste, water. These are the stuff that we what's the word I'm looking for, that we are we take
take
for
for
granted.
granted.
These people don't have any of that stuff. They have no places to live. They barely. I don't know if they have any shelters. I don't even know if they have any place to live at this point. And they don't have the equipment, the emergency equipment, and all that stuff. So think about them in prayer, man. They need your prayers. They need our love right now because the weather conditions in those places is not very good either. It is the wintertime over there, like it is wintertime over here. It's not particularly great in Syria and Turkey. So I brought that up. Okay, and as for the Catfight news, that's it. There's nothing. There's nothing there to speak of. Let's be
Make
serious.
you, yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I did put out a poll, but I'm not going to read too much into it. That's a sidebar option. I'll leave that there. I don't want to talk about it
Okay.
here, so that's a sidebar. I'll leave that there. Uh, other than that, yeah, a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about is sidebar. Let's be serious. There's nothing. There's
Okay.
nothing spoken. I'm
Hey,
trying to see.
the one thing I would like to suggest to anyone, if you haven't, I'm gonna say for Black History Month, support. You got people like Reagan,
Yep,
myself, different ones that's out there. Support a black person.
exactly.
I'll say you got about 1 day left, or if you got to make it the payday,
You
that
got
all
it.
that it's fine. Yeah, but I
You
would say
said
that
it.
would be just something good.
Yeah. People
Just
like a
to
Caddy
have.
Five. People like Reagan. Yeah. People like who else? Who else is producers? I'm trying to think.
Some
Who else?
I know Paris have done some stuff. You
Yeah, her
know,
too. Yeah,
yeah,
like you said, if you want to
Lana Del Girl.
donate them for more content, like you said, hook up with them. They greatly appreciate it, man, because this stuff people don't understand. Content is expensive, 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 expensive.
Hmm.
You talk about cameras, you're talking about audio, you're talking about video, you talk about all kinds of stuff. All this stuff is expensive. Batteries, locations, all of it.
All of it.
So basically, what I'm going to say is, if you have a chance, sponsor the content producers, man, because without us, they can't make any content. No matter they can make all the content in the world, but if we're not buying it, it's no good. It doesn't matter what kind of fetish it is. It don't matter if it's a cat fight fetish or something else. Just support. If you have the money, just support. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
My
pretty
thing is
much
like
it.
just trying to stress to those African American community because I know there is the stigma. There was a couple of things that was out there in the blogosphere and out there in the web when it was talking about with the fetish industry and sex work and stuff like that, and those are African American descent and the struggles that they have, and like from everything from pay equity to
Mm,
um, ability to get work, all kinds of like just the stories that's out there. So
yeah.
I would like to
So
think that in the cat fight game, or at least in America in this country, is more about you good, you go out and you fight, and if not, then I like to think it's more of a meritocracy here in this
mm,
country.
hmm
That's my opinion.
yeah, yeah, and as for
It's all about
international,
the
since we're talking about World War International, for people who don't know, Slap City had a fight that happened about 2 weeks ago, and it's out on his Gumroad page. I think one of them is a lady named Michaela. The other one was another lady named Amber. Decent fight. I will say one thing about Slap City. He's very honest in his fights. If he says the fight is not that great, he'll come out and he'll say it, which is very refreshing. Not many producers come out and not sell these fights, but to his credit, he did say, he said it was a good fight. I'll say that. I ain't gonna say too much. He said it was a good fight, which is all we want. It was a short
and
fight. I'll say that, and I'll leave it at that.
and the thing about it is that every fight is not equal from the standpoint. You try to get like as a producer, you try to have a goal to set for as far as man, the style of fight, things of that nature, and when you try to
Mm,
match the girls up. But sometimes it can be stuff that's out of your control and stuff that get out of hand. And
mm,
and one thing I will say about it seems like with Slap City does this. I know Reagan does this as well. Um, Caddy Fights does this as well too.
yep,
From the standpoint of pricing, from the standpoint that if it's
yep.
depending on level or what it is, either aggression level or whatever, or just
Mm,
having the price to where, if it's just the pricing, it seems like that's what they try to do. Because sometimes, I mean, there's been fights that I never put out because it's just the bar was so low. And then there's some
mm,
stuff, okay, maybe the girls was cute enough, we might can do something, but it's not going to sell. Or some of it, I kid you not, like some of the girls be like, "Well, I think it's gonna turn out okay, fine." We put it out there, and it didn't sell. It went like lead, like wood. And then my
mm.
team showing them said, "Look, it didn't sell." It's like some stuff is as a producer is just trying to keep tabs on the pulse of your audience and things of that nature. And with anything, you always have strings and veins up because you may have customers or you may have fans that may like the style of fighting, but they hate the outfits. You may have some that loves the outfits but don't care about the style of fighting. You have some that maybe the venue, the type of venue you do it in, you
Yep.
know, if it looks too, and then you got some that be mad if it looks too produced or if it looks too gorilla, for lack of a better term.
Wow.
I mean, dude, it's everybody's strange. So you're not going to find something that's going to be like, hey, is this, but you try to find something to wear that the masses. Well, at least in most of the people. Now you got to live with it at the end of the day as a producer, so you got to be proud of your work, whatever you put out. So it's just that wherever your core base is for the people that enjoy doing what you, and you just go with that. So
Hmm. Interesting. All right, so I know you have we have fans that are different styles. Which one? I know you don't have a preferred style because I know you like the competitive one. There's some people that like all the fetishes and all this other stuff. I guess we can have the both a mix of both worlds when it comes to different kinds of cockfighting. If you know what I
yeah,
mean. Some people like
it's just
competitive, some people scripted, some
now,
others.
I'm more of a competitive guy. For
So am I.
me, is what gets me excited is the thrill of seeing on the day who's going to be better. Now, and one person is clearly better than the other, then maybe sometimes we may put some rules and that to try to handicap it, just so to
Mm,
elongate it, to try
mm.
to make it as balanced as possible. You may handicap one fighter than the other, maybe by
That
restricting certain moves and stuff you do, or just have it if they new, brand new, just say, oh well, they're only going to get to do two or three moves, and that's it, just to get them to get acclimated for it. Because I would say in catalog, the vast majority of them, I would say about 90% of them, have never done anything like this before, so
yep.
they're all pretty new and kind of raw, and so they're not like trained jujitsu or whatever. Every time it would be nice to have some, but I think that will only work best if they're matched up with another person of skill set. I'm a big try to get people. You try to get hit them all. You try to get size, weight. I'm a height, weight, skill. You try to get height, weight, and skill. If you can get those three, um, um, that puts you in a position to have a more entertaining fight. And then it just depends on what they're comfortable with. Because sometimes with some of the outfits that I know, you have folks that like to see folks just naked from the get go, or some people have clothes, or
Yeah,
some
I'm
people
not
wear
that
socks
way.
or whatever. You have the thing about it is, at least with us, I have a form to where the ladies fill out, and then just so I go off what they're comfortable wearing, what they're wearing, things of that nature, and
I
so,
agree.
and then we just try to match wherever we can the best to get off, and so, yeah, so we'll just see where it goes from there, and that's what we just try to do. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
it
like the way you
is,
did. I like
like
the
you
way.
said, it's
Yeah, I
small
like how the way
miracles.
you do that. Yep, I love how the way you do that. You ask the girls what they're comfortable with, and then you go with that. I agree with the survey thing. I feel like producers should ask more. Be like that more, right? Ask the girls what they're more comfortable with, right? Especially when it comes to newbies versus newbies. Especially when you have two new girls, you got to figure out what they're comfortable with. It's
And
very
I'm sure
important.
like most do. So that's really not a problem. It's just a matter of with what the biggest thing is just trying to get back with what they give you. You can make, like for example, I've had a lady who reached out. All she wanted to do was hair pull. She didn't want to do no wrestling moves, no wrestling holds. All she wanted to do was wrap her hair in another girl's hair and just hair pull. And I'm
Yeah,
like, that may be nice, but I don't know if I'm going to. So I went literally years and I finally got a DM yesterday from another lady. That's all she wants to do is hair. So now, and this was like almost a 5 year stretch between
right.
finding two people, and that's all they wanted to do. So it's like,
Yeah,
all right, we gonna see, but it's just, and then there is a market for that, but it's just a matter of finding people that's gonna participate in that market is a whole nother thing. It
mm.
is.
I think a very limited market, but I guess there is a market for it.
I mean, there's a market for it because I mean, let's be honest. Hair pulling is the number one thing that comes up. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, old, young. That's the number one thing that is almost like as a producer, you have to start with answering that question. Short of compensation, outside of compensation, literally the number like like girls will rather care less. They care less what they have on than what their hair. That's how critical it is. So if you have two ladies and that's all they want to do, they don't want to do no blows, they don't want to do no moves, they don't want to do no holes, no nothing. All they want to do is sit there and pull hair. And for them that's okay. All right. Well,
I hear
you
you. Ah,
I'm
I can't be
telling
bothered
you,
with that one. I'm sorry.
it's but no, but my thing is like what we talked about, what is a cat fight? Think about it. That's one of the five things that we said. It's the first thing that we said, airport.
Yep.
You know. It's just hair pulling, what type of blows that you allow, if you allow breast attacks, crotch attacks, and just we've been over that. But hair pulling is always that's the number one thing without fail. Without fail.
Hell.
Before you start dealing with travel, before you start doing compensation, before you start that, they'll ask you about hair before anything. God, it's just like wow.
Yeah.
Or how
Yeah.
should they wear their
You,
hair? All kinds of stuff.
you're not the only one. Sometimes when I talk to these girls, when I try to get them, that's one of the things I ask for. Are you? I ask. I'm not producing, but that's one of the things I ask as a fan. Are you comfortable with this? Because if you're not comfortable with it, you can't. You're right. It can't work. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
That's one of the things
you
I
can
ask.
have, and
If you
again,
have
it's
it, it's just
like
difficult.
if you don't have hair pulling, it's almost like a borderline. Come, let's see. If I did everything else and not have hair pulling, is it still a cat fight? That's a good question. I might put that on the poll to see because I
You need
struggle
to.
with that because
You need to.
I struggle with that because especially if a girl have her hair braided,
Yeah.
you definitely can't pull when you pull it. You got to. She got it where it's against her head, or it's just like in a way I have to. In a way, I don't think I will go there because let's say if she's bald or she shaved her head is shaved,
Mm, okay.
and she do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's not my fault that she's bald, but if she,
Yeah.
like for example, I never can pronounce her name right, the Dora Milaje or whatever from Wakanda forever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, how they all bald, it's
Yep.
like okay, that's one less thing. If I take that off the plate, I mean, of course they ain't gonna have a problem with hair pulling. Why? Because they ain't got none on the head. So now what do you do?
Exactly. Exactly.
You see what I'm
But like you
saying?
said,
It's like,
that yeah.
now what
But
are you
like you
gonna
said,
do?
that one, yeah, that's like a medical thing. Like you said, if they medically can't have any hair, that's something that they have to sign a waiver on, knowing that they're
Well,
doing this.
well, well, no, well, you have some people that may want a bald head just because that's what they want to do. I'm not
True.
even getting into the alopecia and medical stuff. That's a whole other,
Yeah. Yeah.
which with some, which is why for some they don't even want hair pulling because they have alopecia. Okay, fine. It's a
That's
medical
different.
thing. All right, fine.
That's a medical
That's
thing.
different. Now, however, you're in a real life situation, the other person ain't gonna know about it and they ain't gonna care. So
Exactly.
you need to prepare. Like I've told the story before about the I had one fighter who had it and she her thing was like, oh, I don't want to. Okay, mine said at some point you don't deal with it, you're gonna come across a real life situation. And that happened, and she
Hmm.
was getting her hair pulled out, and she broke down. She forgot all everything. Well, there
Yep.
you go. You
I
know.
told you. You should be. I told you. You should
But
be paying
well,
attention
I
on all
mean,
this.
I'm not. The thing is, though, in fairness to her, we have to get her to a certain skill level first before, because that was something to where okay, when we finally address this one gonna be after you done went through everything else. Okay, now
That's
this
a
is
good
the
point.
last thing.
Fair enough.
We hadn't gotten to that. Fairness to her, we hadn't gotten that far. But
Gotcha.
even just a little bit, she know. knew she knew enough to where in real life street incident she could handle herself. It just yeah,
Gotcha. Fair enough.
but it is what it is. So
All right. With that being said, we're wrapping up the show. Like we said, 25 minutes in. With that being said, the man about to roll the credits soon.
yes, I can be reached on Claus Web at Twitter and IG.
And
And
I
Clem.
can be reached on Clem underscore aka UFO on IG and Clem Okufo on Twitter. And our next show from the parts unknown is going to be March 13th. Is that correct? I think it was March
Because
13th.
the beautiful thing about February and March is they mirror each other. Unless you're in the leap year, they mirror each other. So it's
Correct.
1327 February, 1327 March.
So basically, we have our next show is going to be March 13th, same time, unless something else happens. But y'all know what the time is: 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, 8:30 Central time. You know the time. Uh, we're gonna be doing the same thing we always do, unless we have a special guest. And if we have a special guest, we'll let you know in advance. We want to thank the
That's the
viewers again.
goal.
Yes,
To
if we
let you
have
know in
viewers,
advance. That's
that's
the
a
goal.
hard special guest.
No, no, no,
But
no, no,
anyways,
no,
let's.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about the guests, not the viewers.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah,
guests.
the guests. I'm talking. I'm going to thank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank the viewers. I know most of you guys.
Hmm.
If you're overseas, I know you're going to be watching this on a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending. If you're in America, you guys can watch it later tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, the weekend doesn't matter. We're just thanking you guys for giving us a little bit of your time. We know that everybody is busy, and that's how life is. Thank you. With that being said,
You have plenty of other podcasts you could be listening to,
you can go to a
and
lot of
we don't take it
podcasts.
for granted.
We don't take
You
nothing for
listen
granted.
here at the Clement Show.
We're just talking about our passion, and we're happy that everybody, some most of y'all have the same passion. Because some of y'all I talk to on Twitter, you know who you are. I don't need any names. I know you guys get
And
tired of
then
me
you,
killing y'all on that, but it
no,
is what
no,
it is.
could then you mess around, leave somebody out, and then they be mad
Yeah, that's why I'm not
about
giving
the
no
next
names.
episode.
They
You
know who
don't
they
say
are.
them. So,
With that being said, for Claus Webb, myself, Clement Kufo, until next time, everyone, we are out. Have a good night.
all right, peace.
Peace.